American Dane Partridge was killed while fighting on the front lines in Ukraine. The U.S. military veteran had been in Ukraine since last April. He leaves behind 5 children. His sister, Jenny Corry, joins us now. Jenny, thank you so much for speaking with us. Our condolences to you. Your brother, he served in Iraq from 2007 to 2009. We were actually in Iraq at the same time. Why did he decide to leave civilian life here in the U.S. and go to Ukraine to fight?
He had a spiritual conviction that he couldn't deny, and so he followed it, and he went valiantly.
I mean, not only was he willing to give his life for this country, serving in the armed forces, but then to go to a foreign country, just remarkable. Dane was deployed to the front lines in Ukraine. What did you hear from him about the fighting conditions there?
The only thing that he communicated was that the fighting conditions was more than what he had seen in Iraq. He wanted us to not worry for him. So he kept much of the conversation on us at home, and he kept the worry to himself, and he wanted us to have peace, but he wanted us to know that he loved us and it was all for us.
What was your reaction when he told you that he wanted to go to Ukraine to help those there and fight?
It made sense because ever since he was a little boy, he was running around in our dad's BDUs playing Army guy. And it was his personality, like he was born to fight, and he went to Ukraine, and it just fit his personality, and it almost seemed to be what the measure of his creation was all about.
And you mentioned there that he said it was an awful situation while he was there in Ukraine, but he was also working with an organization to help rescue others. I understand this was very important to him. What did he tell you about his efforts?
It was just a natural, every day-to-day effort, looking for anybody that needed help, whether it was a civilian or a soldier. And in his case, he just worked alongside the soldiers. And on one particular day, there was a group of soldiers that was in an unsafe location and they needed help. So he reached out to the organization Legs, and they coordinated with Dane to set up a rescue operation. And that's the day that they started getting involved in helping to save soldiers. And that day he was responsible for saving those 8 men, and he also sent them back for another wounded American soldier who I'm told surely would have died had it not been for him.
Dane sadly was fatally injured fighting in the eastern Donbass region. Have you been told what happened exactly?
Yes, it was communicated to me that him and his men were clearing trenches and that they ended up in a firefight with Russians, and the Russians were equipped with a tank, and Dane and his team were insufficiently prepared, and they were not sufficiently protected. They themselves did not have their tanks with them. And within the firefight, there was some shrapnel that was discharged, and it hit many of the men, but Dane sustained the worst of all the injuries.
Oh, Jenny, I'm so sorry for your loss. How will you remember your brother?
By serving, by finding a need in others that need the service. That was the very same thing that he stood for. We had many conversations that he said that was the very reason that he would get up every day. He needed to always be working in the line of service, no matter what he was doing. So, true to his words, I will try to always remember to forget myself and go to work and learn to serve others.
Selfless service, the epitome of selfless service. Jenny, thank you so much. I know this has to be an extremely difficult time for you and your family, and we really appreciate the time you've given us to share more about Dane. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.